Recording live from somewhere.
Totem Pole Nation Life Lessons Podcast. Top 10 NFL defenses. Coach Jay Freeman is checking in from the left coast. Number 10 on the list, according to Pro Football Focus. Terrell Austin, defensive coordinator of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Austin enters his 5th season with the Steelers and his 3rd as Pittsburgh's defensive coordinator, a title that he held before with the Detroit Lions and the Cincinnati Bengals. Despite going through a rebuild, his unit was back to its old form during the 2023 season. The unit allowed EPA negative 0.06 per play last season. That must be a Pro Football Focus stat. A best for the Pittsburgh defense since the 2020 campaign. Jay Freeman, the Pittsburgh Steelers. I got this Kenny Pickett jersey yesterday at the mall. 3 for $100. This is a $160 jersey. I got it to wear on here on the podcast. How are you doing this morning, Jay Freeman? And did you like sleeping in an extra hour?
Oh, Coach Troy Taylor, good morning. And good morning, Totem Pole Nation. Guys, I got my camera turned off because I figured you'd rather not look at the dark road when I'm driving today. Is that all right, Coach Taylor?
That's fine, Coach. When it lightens up, you can turn it on.
All right, brother. Well, listen, when we're talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers defense, you know, those guys have been doing a great job in that town on defense for a long time. And it's interesting when you look at a team that has quarterback struggles, the defense has got to pick it up. Other segments of the team has got to pick it up. And if you look at a lot of these top 10 defenses, unfortunately, those teams, a lot of them had quarterback problems. So it'll be interesting to watch the overall team's success as we think they're going to be more solidified at the quarterback position. But we're talking about defense, and we talk about Pittsburgh Steelers defense. The first thing comes to mind, Coach Taylor, is maybe the greatest little brother in history, T.J. Watt.
Yes.
Who's had an incredible career at sacking and pressuring the quarterback. I got to be honest, when he first came out, I said, man, I don't know about this pick. I don't know about this player. But if there's anything he's done is have one of the best pass rushing runs in history in the last, 5 years. He's done an incredible job. The big thing I'm looking at that defense, Coach.
Ladies and gentlemen, Howard Shots. The legendary Howard Shotsky has joined Life Lessons Podcast. Coach Jay Freeman is talking a little bit about Terrell Austin, defensive coordinator for the NFL Pittsburgh Steelers. How are you doing today, Howard?
I've been better.
You've been better. I've been better and I've been worse. I've been on the top and I've been on the bottom, and I will be both places again. Coach Lou Holtz, Terrell Austin, Pittsburgh Steelers, Jay Freeman. Sorry to interrupt you, but how are you feeling about the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Coach, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm going through a kind of a rough patch of terrain right here, so it might be garbled. The only thing I was going to add, and good morning, wonderful Howard Shotsky. Good morning, Howard. We're so glad to have you every day. Is the cornerback, Joey Porter Jr. Can he take a step forward in his development this year and help to solidify the secondary?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like to me, I think that's an important thing that needs to happen is,
Terrell Austin, Pittsburgh Steelers, you're breaking up a little bit, Coach Jay Freeman. How do you feel about Terrell Austin and the Pittsburgh Steelers defense being ranked 10th? Do you still have faith in Mike Tomlin and the Pittsburgh Steelers and their defensive coordinator, Howard Shotsky?
Oh yeah, 100%. Good coaches there and some very, very good players like Jay just mentioned.
Jay, can you hear me, Jay?
Yes, sir.
We're talking about the top 10 defenses in the NFL today. Life Lessons Podcast. Here's the life lesson. Don't be hanging out with Bobby Nizzo after midnight. Nothing good happens after midnight with Bobby Nizzo. Bobby Nizzo was off the chain last night. There's actually Bobby Nizzo. There's In the Granite 617. And have you met Howard Shotsky? Quadruple stab wounds.
I don't know if I'm ready for that.
Quadruple stab wounds is the most dark version of Robert Neal. Elijah Benton. Thank you, Elijah Benton, for joining Totem Pole Nation Life Lessons Podcast. We're here today talking about the Pro Football Focus PFF, Pittsburgh Steelers, Terrell Austin, defensive coordinator. Who are the top 10 defenses in the NFL? This is for you, Elijah. Jay, are you back? And how do you feel about the Steelers? You got anything else you want to say about them?
I don't know. Yeah, can you guys hear me? I'm just going through some farmland right now. It's kind of
Yes, sir.
rocky.
We got Jacob Williams. Jacob Williams says, good morning. How is the other coach today? And had the natural disaster and family passing. Jacob Williams, that is Coach Bald, and he is not doing good. But Coach Bald was watching the streams yesterday. He was texting me about the streams. He was texting me about the views. And he was so excited about the addition of the one and only Dion from B-More. I got to do his intro. Joining us from a golf course somewhere. A man from Seoul. Now, man from Seoul, you said something about us getting something to eat today. Is this going to be Taco Tuesday? Is this going to be Hooters 3 Mile Wings? Because the vacation in paradise is over with. Permanent vacation is done. Justin Medley, a.k.a. the Terminator, Bobby Nizzo, there are levels to this blank. Yes. I got to meet quadruple stab wounds last night. Nothing good happens after midnight, man from Seoul, when you're with Bobby Nizzo.
No. That's why that's why I would be going home at 10:30.
What do you think about Pro Football Focus PFF? Top 10 defenses in the NFL this year. Mr. Sports Center, Mr. Crystal Ball Paul. Terrell Austin, defensive coordinator for the Pittsburgh Steelers, is 10. Do you think that the Pittsburgh Steelers, have a top 10 defense in the NFL this year?
I do. It's unfortunate, but it's going to go for naught because they have nothing on offense. So who cares? I mean, it's unfortunate. What is this, year 8 for Watt? Nothing to show for it, just like his brother. Just like his brother.
They have not won a playoff game. They have not won a playoff game since TJ Watt has been in Pittsburgh. Mike Tomlin, head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers from Denby High School, from William and Mary. We love Mike Tomlin. Why? Because he's from the 2 up, 2 down. He's from the Triangle. He's from Virginia. Number 10 on our list of the PFF top 10 defenses in the NFL, Terrell Austin, Pittsburgh Steelers. Number 9 on the PFF, Pro Football Focus, top 10 NFL defenses this year. Jacob Williams. I think they have a better offense this year than last, and I think their defense has gotten better too, right? PQ can do it all. Jacob, I don't know if their offense can get any worse. Matt Canada is an offensive guru. People were copying his offense years ago, but they have Justin Fields. Russell Wilson has Sierra, so he has something going for him. Patrick Graham, Las Vegas Raiders defensive coordinator. Patrick Graham is number 9 on the list, the defensive coordinator for the Las Vegas Raiders. Graham, who has been a defensive coordinator for 3 different NFL teams over the past 5 seasons, has been considered among the better defensive minds throughout his career in the NFL. He has not had much of an opportunity to work with the talented defense. Still, it is telling that the Las Vegas Raiders head coach Antonio Pierce retained Graham on the staff in Las Vegas after Josh McDaniels' departure. Despite not having one of the most talented defenses in the NFL, Graham's unit finished 17th in EPA per play allowed in 2023. Jacob Williams, any upgrade to quarterback is an upgrade to the whole team. But I'm being hopeful. Look, there's a reason I got this Kenny Pickett $180 Nike jersey for $30 yesterday. Yeah. Eric Dissett said, I subscribed. What a blessing. What a blessing for you to subscribe. Totem Pole Nation, we are the low man on the totem pole. There's only one way to go up because we're the underdog, and we're here to stay. And thank you for subscribing. 90% of our viewers are subscribers. Most YouTube channels are anywhere in between 5 and 20%. We're 90. That's the level of commitment you get from us and we get from you. Who is the best quarterback in football? Okay, I don't think anyone can argue Patrick Mahomes. I love your jersey. Yes. $30, 3 for $100. South Park Mall. I got the Steelers, I got the Cowboys, and I can't remember the third one. I'll look it up. Howard Shotsky, number 9 on the PFF Pro Football Focus. Top 10 NFL defensive coaches and defenses. Patrick Graham, the Las Vegas Raiders. The other day you talked about Marvin Lewis. And the same day you talked about your friend Marvin Lewis, I saw on Twitter a picture with Antonio Pierce being schooled up by the one and only Marvin Lewis and Tom Coughlin. Elizabeth, Coach Troy, Ravens has to be 1. Teddy, 2 guns. Are y'all blank? It doesn't matter what we are. We just be. Elizabeth, thank you. This is for you. Go Ravens.
Elizabeth is in the house.
Yo, the comments are off the chain. The chat is off the chain, Howard Shotsky.
Yes, but I would ask you again, don't read certain ones.
Yes, sir.
They yearn for attention, and you give it to them. Tom Brady would be, but he retired.
Okay. Before I actually read the comment for now on, I just learned something, man from Soul. I'm actually going to read the comment before I say it, and then I'm going to read it again. But there's only one problem. I wasn't in the smart classes like you, Howard. I was in the special reading classes. We had one rule: don't chew on the desk. Okay, so I'm going to read this comment to myself, and then I will read it aloud. Hold on for a second.
Coach Troy Taylor, don't lick the winder.
Sometimes you are the winder. Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback Tom Brady would be, but he retired. Well, Jacob Williams, Raiders. Hold on. I almost messed up.
Well, if you know who it's from, you can probably go ahead and read it.
Okay, thank you. Coach me up. I need all the coaching I can get.
We know
Williams, Raiders defense single-handedly responsible for their win versus Kansas City Chiefs. Laugh out loud. The Las Vegas Raiders quarterback had 9 completions for like 60 yards. Dude, Jacob Williams, you're getting another helmet sticker. Amazing. Elizabeth says Friday is the first Ravens game. We're playing the Falcons, and we will be live streaming the Ravens game on Friday. Howard Shotsky, Patrick Graham, Antonio Pierce had Marvin Lewis and Tom Coughlin at the Raiders summer camp. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about Patrick Graham and his defense with the Raiders?
They got a pretty good defense. I think the problem with them really, like my man Jacob said, is on the other side of the ball.
Coach Jay Freeman, the PFF, Pro Football Focus, top 10 defensive coordinators in the NFL going into the 2024 season. Number 9, Patrick Graham, defensive coordinator of the Las Vegas Raiders. How do you feel, Coach Jay Freeman? Tell me a little bit about that box, that D-line and those linebackers for that Raiders defense, because you are a box guy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, good morning, Troy Taylor. Good morning, Howard Shotsky. Good morning, Paul.
Jay,
Man from...
Before you got into this, I just have to show Paul something.
Yes.
Now,
Right.
Have you guys there ever heard of, God damn it, here it is, reduced fat Cheetos?
Yes. Yes. That's a helmet sticker. Howard Shotsky gets a helmet sticker for the reduced fat Cheetos.
Let me tell you the life lesson I learned yesterday.
Yes.
There's something in those low-fat things that if you consume too many, you can assume your stomach's not going to be feeling real well.
No.
Oh, Howard Shotsky. That's a helmet sticker.
You should actually take one off my helmet for that. But
Well,
yeah, for that grand gesture. Now, mind you, I did skip dinner, but that box of Cheetos, whew. So,
they
man,
put you in the toilet.
not really, but my stomach was just hurting.
Oh,
And then I tried to go to bed, and it's like fucking 95 degrees upstairs.
oh.
So I start the fan like I always do. And then it happens. Somehow, the thought of someone's bill popped into my head. And then I started thinking about if my wife was still here, I wouldn't even have this bill, and how this bill is really her parents' fault. And once again, I feel like people are coming for me, for lack of a better phrase.
Yes, they are. I totally agree. Eric said, I love your lives and vids. Eric, we love you. That's a helmet sticker. I'm giving out all kinds of helmet stickers today. Hezzy says, I think Caleb Williams is overrated and he's not good. Well, he's definitely not underrated because he was the number 1 pick. I mean, it was no question. They were taking Caleb Williams. So, Hezzy, welcome to Totem Pole Nation. This is for you.
Now, let me ask you a question. The kid has played 1 season, right?
Who?
Caleb Williams.
He's never even played a season in the NFL.
Right. So he's going into it. We're ready to give up on the kid already. He hadn't even thrown a football in preseason.
Yeah, I just think some people don't like him because of his college career, and he went up in the stands, crying to his mama, and he likes to paint his fingernails. But, dude, this is a different generation. It's all about marketing yourself. And if someone paid me the bag, I'd have Lee Press ones. Yeah, and whatever color they wanted to pay for. So, Coach Jay Freeman, number 9 on the PFF Pro.
Yeah, the Raiders defense.
Yes.
The Oakland Raiders, the
Milan,
silver
what's
and
up?
black. Right? Hey, so I don't really want to talk about a whole front. I want to talk about 2 people. Number 1, and I want to talk about energy and how energy is contagious. If one of us has got high energy, we all got high energy because we lift each other up.
Gator has high energy. Gator is in the house, Coach Jay Freeman.
Gator is in the house.
Well, Jay, if that's true, then I apologize for bringing down the mood today.
Hey, you balance us out, Howard. It's okay, brother.
No.
Yeah,
Howard. I was gonna tell you, if you're feeling those feelings in the middle of the night, call me on the phone. I don't care. I'll get up. I'll go talk to you, brother.
Dude,
you know what I mean? Like we care about you a lot.
I'm going to be honest with you.
You're a special cat, man.
When I turn my head around.
Do what?
When I know that I went upstairs probably sometime between 11 and midnight, right? That means I literally laid there in the hot bed having anxiety for about 2.5, 3 hours.
Wow.
By the time 3:30 came around, I said, I can't take it anymore. And that's just when I was about to dial you up. And I said, I can't do that to the guy. This is the one day he gets up every day early to do this podcast. The one day he asks for an extra hour's sleep, I can't do that to him.
Amen. Man, we have a lot of comments, Total Poll Nation. We have a lot of chats here. Jacob Williams says Max Crosby is probably top 2 or 3 pass rusher in the NFL, and guys always say he is the highest motor, never stops. Eric says you guys are the best. Y'all are the best. We're a team. And then Milana says, are you guys following the Olympics? Yes, we are, and we will be live streaming USA basketball.
Very
today.
closely. I've been following the Olympics.
Yes. We're going to be live streaming the Olympic game today.
I'll tell you what, I really enjoyed the race with Noah Lyles, the kid from Virginia here.
Yeah, T.C. Williams, Alexandria High School. Yes.
Did you see what the kid said?
He said he had all kinds of stuff wrong with him.
I have ADD. I have depression. I have anxiety. I have dyslexia. I won a gold medal.
Sounds like me. Hezzy. Caleb Williams was terrible, as he says. He was in a terrible conference, threw 4 interceptions against Notre Dame, the Fighting Irish. He doesn't have an arm. They picked him over someone else that should have gotten picked. And who was that? Because everybody got picked after him, Hezzy.
Yeah,
so,
right now, there are no particular USC fans here or no Caleb Williams fans. I'm just all for giving a kid a chance before he even puts his freaking jersey on.
He is from Gonzaga College Prep in Washington, D.C., so he is a DMV guy. Good morning, man from Seoul. Coach Troy and Howard Elizabeth says. Gator says, look at Paul already pushing his golf caddy.
Elizabeth, Gator, good morning to you.
Gator said, America. Jacob Williams says, Noah won with painted nails too, I think. Let everyone be themselves.
Yes, he did.
We actually have Marvin Lewis. We were just talking about Marvin Lewis, your friend, former head coach of the Cincinnati Bengals, defensive coordinator for the Ravens, defensive coordinator for the Redskins. And peace, what's the topic? Marvin Lewis, we're talking about something you're an expert in, and that is defense. The top 10 NFL defenses.
You don't really think that's the Marvin Lewis, do you?
Yes, that's his picture. He's got his reading glasses on. He's grown his beard. I saw a picture of him.
That's my Marvin?
I believe it is. Marvin Lewis, are you the Marvin Lewis?
He needs to say something in the chat so I know it's him.
Yes, Marvin Lewis, if you are the NFL head coach, the Cincinnati Bengals, the only guy that really won with the Bengals other than Sam Weiss. Yeah, they fired him with a winning record. Hezzy said Jaden Daniels, the Washington Commanders quarterback, is way better than him. Yes, but I'm a former Commanders fan. Eric said, you guys are the best. Please make lives every day. Eric, I mean, we pretty much our life is live. Yeah, you could pretty much hang with us. I might give Howard Shatsky a 24/7 live. You're just going to be living with Howard. And he could talk to whoever's on there. Jacob Williams, love LSU quarterback, Heisman Trophy winner, Jaden Daniels, the Washington Commanders quarterback. But Caleb Williams, Chicago Bears quarterback, is placed on the best offense a 1.0 pick has ever and probably will ever start with. It'll be tough for Caleb to flop year one.
That 1.01 means, don't you?
No.
I knew you didn't. It's the first pick in the first round.
First pick in the first round. I'm the last pick in the last. I'm an unrecruited walk-on at an NAIA school. It doesn't get any worse than that.
That's the problem for walk-ons now is I don't think we've talked about this topic enough. Eliminating that last preseason game really hurts a lot of guys that are trying to make that football team. Because while nobody at home and nobody in the stands really enjoys those games, those guys need those games.
Those agents need those games. That would cost you some money.
Yeah.
Gator said, Eric, yes, every day, Totem Pole Nation is taking over. Yes, we're taking over with you, Gator. Hezzy says, if anything, the Chicago Bears should have picked someone on that O-line. But didn't they get rid of Justin Fields before the draft?
Yeah, when you have
six-round pick?
When you need a quarterback and you have a chance to get the consensus guy in the draft at number 1, you got to pull the trigger.
Jacob says, Coach Troy, don't you play fantasy football? No.
Well,
dude, I
don't
have time.
I was kicked out of my league. I told you that story.
Yes, you were. Yes, you were.
And by the way,
if you keep hanging around Bobby Nizzo, you're going to get kicked out of a lot more places.
I only made playoffs like one time in freaking 8 years, so they should not have kicked me out.
I totally agree. Totem Pole Nation says, hit that like and subscribe button. 90% of our viewers are subscribed. Paul Medley is, I think, teeing off. Number 9 was Patrick Graham, Las Vegas Raiders defensive coordinator.
Hey, can I say one thing about the Raiders and then I'll be done?
You can say more.
Say whatever you want.
Since it was your turn about 5 minutes ago, please do.
No, hey, Howard, it's totally fine. I love listening to you guys talk and get down. I love hearing the chat, what the chat has to say. Y'all know that's where I got started on here was the chat. I love the chat.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what. You made an enormous mistake telling me I could call you.
Well, listen, Howard, it doesn't bother me at all. I would love to hear from you whenever you want to call me. And I may have to like run out of the room or run outside or something because I got a sleeping household. Hey, let me tell you
and there's your life lesson right there, you guys. There's an important one for you right there. When one of your friends is down, you just heard what Jay Freeman said. Call anytime you want, and I will answer the phone.
That's amazing.
What more can you ask for in a friend?
Well, Howard, if I was near Rockville, Maryland, I would just come over and we would hang out, and we would have a lot of fun together. Okay?
That's what Troy did for me the other day. Drove all the way there.
I know. I was really happy with that.
Before you comment about the Las Vegas Raiders, we got about 8 comments. Hezzy said, I would have signed a free agent before him. He is terrible. Jacob Williams said, hasn't an O-line been picked 101 since my Chiefs and Andy Reid's first year, 2013. We took Eric Fisher. He was worth it. Eric said, I am a quarterback on Pat's TL. Jacob said, man from Seoul, are you in Seoul now? Laugh out loud.
No, he's in Virginia now. But I'll tell you what, is Jacob using Google or is this football knowledge coming from his head?
I think he really knows it, man. Eric, I am quarterback on Pat's Tackle Football. Eric, that's amazing. They're going to ban tackle football eventually. That's why they got flag football in the Olympics. Steroid. Do you still play college football 25? I never actually played college football 25 but one time. We were playing college football 14 and college football 02 and 09 because we're the low man on the totem pole. Steroid. Dom, that's Dom. What's up, Dom? Gator. Well, I hate to run, but work's calling. Be back, people. Y'all have a good day and stay blessed. Gator, we love you.
We love you, buddy.
Gator is in the house.
It was tackled an accident. Yes, Eric. So number 8 on the list is the Dallas Cowboys. Jerry Jones. I think they're going to change the name.
I want to hear what Jay has to say about the Raiders.
Yes, good job, Howard.
All right,
that's why you keep me on track.
It's really quick, you guys. It's really quick. But we talked about Max Crosby and his deadly pass rush and his great motor and his great energy, Max Crosby. But guess what? Guess who they just added to their group? They added a dynamic interior pass rusher and run stopper out of the Clemson University Tigers from the Miami Dolphins. His name is Christian Wilkins, and he's a dominator. And I guarantee you something, when you put him inside close to Max Crosby.
Jacob Williams. I know everything Chiefs last 25 years. Well, the man from Seoul loves the Chiefs, but I have Googled close by at all times for everything else. Laugh out loud.
That's honesty. You get points for the honesty.
Yes. I think that's another helmet sticker for you. Jay Freeman is back, and I can already tell the difference in Jay Freeman's face. He is losing weight just from a week of eating healthy. Is he not, Paul? Look at his face.
Yeah, you do look a lot better. I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
My phone at the Spain versus Canada women. I thought it was basketball. I wanted to know how the score in the fourth quarter could only be 18-8, but then I saw it's water polo.
That's a rough sport, man. Hey, you know what they say? What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. When you're playing water polo, what happens under the surface of the water stays under the surface of the water. There's some nasty stuff going on down there, man.
Wow.
Listen, I can't stay above water for that amount of time necessary to engage in the playing of that game, let alone firing balls at the goalie.
Yes. I didn't even know the goalie was called a goalie in water polo.
Just like we saw with that offensive lineman, takes massive lower body strength to pull yourself jumping out of a pool.
Oh, you ain't kidding. I had a girlfriend one time who was a swim instructor, and when they play water polo, they make their legs go in circles. That's how they stay afloat like that.
How about when they jump up to take those shots, you know?
Ooh, yeah, that's impressive.
And that ball's going, 50, 60 miles an hour, man.
A little bit. I think flag football appeals to female players more, and that's why it's in the Olympics. Thank you, a little bit.
All right, I got a question for you guys now. I know this is primarily a football show, but let me off topic here for a second. Has anybody seen the 3-on-3 basketball games? What do you think?
They're trying to promote basketball with places that they only got one hoop.
Because I'll be honest with you, I don't really like it. They give them it's like a 10-second shot clock. You can make like one pass, then you got to shoot the ball up. And frankly, I always thought basketball was played with 5 people at once.
I want a meeting with the Rothschilds. So come get me, take me to the Rothschilds. I got a problem with some things. Okay. I got a problem with the Olympics. I got a problem with things that are going on in the state of Virginia. I got some things that's bothering me about this country. And it's a shame when 4 guys with phones that sometimes might work and sometimes might not because we got Cricket Wireless.
Would you like to know what's bothering me about this country?
Sure.
The amount of points I lost off my goddamn 401k yesterday. I don't want to even figure out how much money I lost. But let me tell you something. I'm about to say something I never thought I would say, and we don't really get political here, but we might need somebody to come save us.
There ain't no saving us because they're all on the same team. I want to meet with the Rothschilds. Who's in charge?
Who are the
Take me to your leader.
Who are
Take me to your leader. Yeah.
I mean, is that like, did they hang out with Einstein and Caligula? Who are these people?
The Rothschild family.
Yeah.
The Federal Reserve. We'll start with them. Now I'll go to the people that
the Federal Reserve,
all the banks, but
the Federal Reserve needs to lower the interest rate so maybe people could afford to buy a goddamn house.
No. They're not here to help us.
You're getting cranky, Howard, today.
Yeah. And you should be cranky because when Virginia and Virginia Tech's athletic programs don't have as many subs combined as Totem Pole Nation or views combined as Totem Pole Nation, there's a problem.
Somebody has
4 guys with phones are out doing $1 million taxpayer-based institutions. So what are we really getting for our money is what I want to know.
At these institutions, I can tell you from wife having worked at a Big Ten institution, I can see where a lot of the money goes, and it ain't spent on the students. It's spent on the staff. You got a lot of people in higher education making 6 figures. People don't realize that. And the number of people it takes to run a college campus and the teacher's job, you think because you're in the classroom, that's their primary job. Oh, no, it ain't. They want those people writing research papers. They want them bringing in grants. I had a friend that was a professor at UVA. He told me teaching was about 25% of his job, and he considered it to be the least 25% most important.
Yeah, there's the problem.
Howard's right. The most important thing they do is try to publish. That's the most important thing they do.
Hezzy, my dad coached the starting left tackle for the Cleveland Browns in high school. Well, I'm glad it's not the right tackle because he don't finish. Jacob Williams, Max Crosby is Defensive Player of the Year candidate this season, in my opinion. He's never had another strong 2. This is going to look like TJ and Heisman. Jacob Williams, the 3-on-3 league is more of a celebrity spectacle. They get names to play casual games and do endorsement deals. He's talking about the Olympics, and they basically want to promote and teach people how to play backyard basketball.
Yeah, but on the new Dream Team, I saw those kind of players, but I didn't see anybody I had heard of playing in that 3-on-3. There was no Caitlin Clark in there.
Well, man from Seoul knows them all. There was a point guard that was from BYU that he really liked. He's working right now.
What about Angel Reese? What about Paige Buchers? I guess they're ineligible because they're WNBA players now.
They didn't get picked. They didn't get picked for the team. Who knows, man? This is a joke. This is a joke. We are united by magic. Huh? We're united by magic? Magic ain't real. How are we united by magic, Olympics? We're united by something that is real. The universal God. Yes. It ain't magic. Lies, man. Lies and manipulation continue to go and go and go. I want a meeting. Come get me. A little bit. Trampolines and 3-on-3 basketball. Yes.
That would be
Jacob.
interesting.
A dip in the stock market is a Black Friday sale. This is when you buy low.
Jacob, I plan on texting my guy today and saying, should we buy some Apple today?
Yeah. Hezzy. My dad coached. Yeah, what am I doing? I'm all messed up.
If there's any company in America that can come back, it's got to be Apple, right? But
All the companies are owned by the same company.
we have one major problem that we have yet to discuss.
What?
We're worried about TikTok and our enemies getting information from TikTok, right? But there's not a single human being in the United States of America that can make a freaking cell phone. So if you don't want your enemies to get your information, it might be a good idea to start making your own phones.
Well, our enemies ain't our enemies.
And is China the only place where phones can be made?
South Korea.
Or
'Cause they
Taiwan?
can make them for the cheapest. That's why. Yeah, it's all the same people. Look at BlackRock. Look
Yeah,
at
but-
BlackRock, $22 trillion.
We learned a lesson during COVID. By being too reliant on other countries, look what happened to our supply chain. And what pisses me off is look at all the help we give out. Where's the freaking help when we need some help?
It's because our taxpayers are the ones that are paying for the help, and it's not helping anybody but the wealthy. And I don't even think of these countries as being separate teams. They're all on the same teams, and the money always goes back to the same people. So
Yeah.
it ain't even our money. It's the Federal Reserve's money or the
problem
whatever.
Jacob's right about one thing. There is a big difference between regular teachers and other teachers, but adjunct professors like me, we just come in and teach one class. But when you're a regular teacher, I would argue you're getting those same professors that are there to write the research papers and get the grants because they have a teaching component to their contract. Each professor has to teach, I think it's 2 classes a semester.
Wow, sounds like a tough life. Zach's Shield Channel. We're getting a fake America. Sure. Jacob, there's a difference between professors and research professors, but I hear you. Butterfinger, the Packers, the Green Bay Packers will be a top 5 NFL defense this year. We're going to get back to the countdown here in a second. I want to read you guys' comments because y'all are amazing, Totem Pole. Eric, sorry, guys.
Appreciate you coming on today with us. Go enjoy your breakfast.
Deveron, these are the kind of men that have count. Yeah. Pearson, TJ Watt will make the Pittsburgh Steelers, the best defense.
We have countdown clocks for what?
That's one of the comments you told me not to read, Howard, and I realized that it was, so I stopped reading it.
I know, but I kind of think I wanted to respond to that one.
Sure. These are the kind of men that have countdown clocks for then their neighbors' daughters turn 18.
Well, DeVariant, I have a message for you. Respectfully, go fuck yourself.
Pearson, TJ Watt will make the Steelers. I've already read that one. Steroid. Angel Reese never deserved to be on that team anyways. I'm a huge fan of the Bayou Barbie because she's from B-More. DMV, let's go. Marilyn Terrapin should have paid her more. Zach's Chill Channel. Well, Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark are new to the league. Amen. Zach's Chill Channel. Yes.
if you think the NIL program can compete with what they got going on over at LSU, they got a little ways to go there, brother.
That y'all got Under Armour. Who's got more money than Under Armour? Y'all don't want to win. If y'all wanted to win, y'all would be buying the players. But y'all got a terrible location. It's in between the two worst cities in the world. The most powerful city in the world. But
College Park is a beautiful place to go to school.
yes, but not to leave College Park. If you leave College Park, you got to sit in 4 hours of traffic both ways.
Well, yeah, on Route 1, you don't want to be on Route 1 during rush hour traffic.
What about I-95? Yeah. Sorry. I didn't mean to say that your college is in between Washington and Baltimore, and it's terrible location.
Well, I always did leave a little early when I was picking up a Maryland player for lunch to watch out for that Route 1 traffic.
Yes. TikTok is a spy tool for China. They already own your data, okay? Look up BlackRock and Merrill Lynch and Aladdin. Dude, they know everything about us. The Steelers, the Pittsburgh Steelers. What?
Why do you think you get personalized ads on your Facebook page and things like that? Because they know your buying preferences. Because companies now are in the business of collecting data and selling it. And the data is on us.
No, the data ain't on us. Unless we don't use the cell phone, the data's on them.
The data's on your shopping habits. The
Yeah.
data, what temperature you like your goddamn thermostat set at.
Everything. Yeah. Crash out. What if favorite NFL team and why Coach Troy Taylor? I don't know. I don't know why Coach Troy Taylor's here.
No,
I just am.
What your favorite team was?
Oh, used to be the Washington Commanders, but they to be my favorite NFL team, you got to pay me.
And things are looking good there. Dan sold the team. They got a new quarterback. This is the first
I
years you got
can buy a jersey for $180.
first time in
Dick's Sporting Goods.
Yeah, well, I got a $9 bag of chicken breasts that I found on the kitchen floor this morning, and given the heat in Maryland, even putting them in the refrigerator, I'm pretty sure I'm throwing that whole bag out.
Well, smell it first. It still might be good because that chicken's got so many steroids and preservatives. Yeah.
Hey, Howard.
You can
Howard.
take a chance.
Howard, if you put it in the oven and you broil it and just burn it almost black,
Yes.
then I bet you can eat it. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Hey, Howard, if it was 500 years ago, or if you were on the show called Naked and Afraid, would you cook it and eat it?
I just showed afraid. And I tell you one thing, with the kind of body I got, I am not getting naked on television. And with the kind of fear I have, I am most certainly not getting naked out in the woods where some snake can go grab your snake.
Well, I don't have a snake, but I got Vienna sausages. I love Vienna sausages. But I'm telling you, that sounds like a great live stream. Howard and Bobby Nizzo survive in the woods of Boston. They have a little strip of woods there somewhere.
Hey, some of my coaching friends make fun of me because one time, about 7, 8, 9 years ago, I left a Vietnamese banh mi sandwich in my Chevy S10 for 2 days and still ate it. And I didn't get sick at all. I said, man, if I was at Hanoi or Saigon, I would have ate it no problem, bro.
Well, let me tell you, my first instinct was to put those chicken breasts right in the refrigerator and still use them. And then I thought about that stomach ache I had last night. And the last thing I want to do is get that salmonella because I hear that's awful.
Yes. It'll kill you. Gary Walter, Micah Parsons of the Dallas Cowboys is the best defensive player in the NFL. Zach's Chill Channel. And if they wanted to promote women's basketball, they would have added Caitlin Clark, Jacob Williams.
I agree.
Jacob Williams said, let's hear number 8 on the list. Jacob, thank you very much. You're the smartest guy here, and I'm the dumbest guy. That's why I'm the low man on the totem pole. Pearson,
Yep, that's enough of this BS and get back to that list.
can I read the rest of the comments?
Sure.
Thank you. Pearson, I'm not even a Steelers fan, but TJ Watt is the best defensive player in the league. Hezzy, laugh out loud. South Carolina basketball is coming.
Because she gets all of her own. No. That's correct.
Jacob Williams, everyone online says she leads in rebounds because she gets all of her own. Let's put that BS to rest. At one point, she still leads the WNBA in rebounds. If you removed all offensive boards, insane. Winston Jones, age is just a number. Tell that to R. Kelly. Carson Henson, no, he's right. They have all of our data. Now football, please.
By the way,
Thank you.
if I get a fucking phone call from Marvin Lewis today, I'm going to kick your ass.
Why? Give me his phone number. I'll call him. He'd love to talk to me.
That's what I'm afraid of.
He would love to talk to me. Chicken tender. Coach Freeman has the chin of steel. His chin doesn't take damage. That's true. He looks like Thanos.
Chicken tender, just so you know, you are one of my favorite foods.
And chicken tender, this is a helmet sticker for you. Carson Henson, Carson, it's not 500 years ago, it's now. Don't chance it for $12. Where's the football? Carson, we can't talk about anything else other than football because that's all we know. You have a high school coach for 25 years, a high school coach for 30 years. You have Michael Strahan's agent and Brian Westbrook's agent down here at the bottom, the guy without the goatee. And you have a guy who's like Sports Center, who's a retired lieutenant colonel. Eric said, I'm back. I'm glad you're back. You didn't miss anything. Caesar, the Cleveland Browns better than the Steelers this year? ? Jacob Williams, this is reckless advice, coaches. Don't eat the raw chicken. Yes.
I agree.
Eric said, I'm back.
I am not that raw chicken.
Zach's
I don't
Chill Channel.
not know whether they polled the fans or not before picking that team.
Yeah, I think they don't care, man. All they're doing is creating dissension in our country and causing more clicks for them. Because every time you look at your phone, somebody's getting paid and you're getting paid zero.
They're doing the Joe Paterno theory, seniority. You got to be you got to be in this league for a couple leagues before we're going to put you on the team.
Number 8 on who are the top 10 defenses in the NFL? Mike Zimmer, defensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys. Man from Seoul. Are you there? You're very quiet today. You're getting your Tiger Woods y'all on.
Yeah.
Mike Zimmer.
He says Cleveland better than Pittsburgh. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, when in doubt, follow the quarterback. That's it. The league is getting easy. Follow the quarterback.
Winston,
the league's always been the league.
Winston, I was that way too, and when I was in my 20s. Now I'm old, and I just prefer to watch television.
Yes. How do you feel about Mike Zimmer, man from Seoul, Zach's Chill Channel? So should I not watch you so both of us don't get money? Well, we're not getting paid for this, okay?
Mike Zimmer, is a Jimmy Johnson guy. Jimmy Johnson's back in the building. Dude, they're up to something. They got a 40-year-old running back. They haven't paid their quarterback. Watch out. Watch out.
Deshaun Watson is blank, but they defense is top tier. Mike Zimmer, Howard Schotzky, Jerry Jones, who really is the head coach and the owner and the GM. I'm sorry, but J.J. Watt is not going to be as good. Thank you, Chicken Tender. I don't know. I mean, the dude's, if he stays healthy, then he snap his leg. Mike Zimmer, Dallas Cowboys. How do you feel about Mike Zimmer at number 8, Howard Schatzky?
Previous former head coach. They got some great players on their defense, like Parsons and Diggs and some of those other guys up front. I like Dallas defense right where it is.
BP715 says, hey, BP715, Zach's Chill Channel. The man from Seoul is locked in. I can see a difference in Coach Jay Freeman's body and his face. Can I, Howard? Can you see it? It's just weak.
Sleep did him wonders. And then this morning he went in for his Botox treatment.
No.
Yes. Coach
No,
Ball.
I got a haircut yesterday.
Man, you got your ears lowered. You look good.
Thank you. Hey, I just want to talk about Mike Zimmer for a minute. I don't really want to talk about Dallas personnel, just Mike Zimmer. If you're looking at football coaches, sorry, a little cough there. Football coaches, what did this guy invent? What is his invention to the game? Does anybody know? It was the double A-gap mug by the inside backers. And that was his creation, right? And so that caused a lot of people problems, okay? I mean, good offensive linemen, good offensive coordinators. It's caused a lot of people some sleepless nights, okay? And maybe for a casual fan, you don't know what we're talking about, but for a real fan, you do. Both backers are up mugging in the A-gaps. Both DTs are wide 3s. Both edge guys are real wide 9s. And now you have a conflict, right? You have a conflict because you're going to waste blockers, but that's his basic stuff. But now you look at him with somebody like Parsons and some of those other Dallas personnel. They've strengthened the inside, rushers and stuff. They're going to be pretty good. I don't know. I mean, that's my take on it. I just think the guy's a great coordinator.
Yes.
So
I would like to look at that because I know the Florida Gators were doing that with Spurrier, and I might have been on that staff with Jim Bates. The man from Seoul is locked in. BP715 is Brian Post. I changed my name. I figured that, Brian. Hezzy, laugh out loud. They say Barry Sanders of the Detroit Lions would be really good now. We got 6'7", 370, and they moved like wide receivers, and back then they had white corners. Well, I think the Eagles got 2. And
has obviously not seen Barry play because I'm telling you right now, you get Barry in shape and put him on an NFL field right now, he will destroy people.
He's a bad chicken, dude. George, you spend way too much time talking about men who George, thank you very much. See, I'm just going to stop reading because I can't do one and then the other. Zach's Chill Channel. Did you see Dennis Rodman's daughter scored to help them advance in women's soccer for the Olympics? Howard Schatzky. Who's a better athlete?
Yes, I did. And I also saw Randall Cunningham's daughter competing in the high.
Yes.
And Randall's actually her coach.
Hezzy. Bo Jackson is way better than Barry Sanders. Nobody ever said that, man. I love you, Hezzy, but Bo is elite. He's an elite athlete. He's like a Saquon Barkley times 2 and played Major League Baseball. But Barry Sanders and Walter Payton are the greatest 2 running backs in that era. And then there's Jim Brown before him and Gale Sayers. But everybody has their own opinion. Thank you for commenting. Jacob Williams says Barry Sanders is maybe the most evasive running back of all time. He has single game highlights that are better than most guys' career highlights. Zach's Chill Channel. She never needed him because he was never in her life. He was never in her life. Hey, I love Dennis Rodman and I loved Carmen Electra. And guess what? Michael Jordan loved Dennis Rodman and so did Phil Jackson. Oh, here we go. Is Marvin Harrison Jr.'s expectations too high?
No, the kid is fucking phenomenal.
Man from Seoul, how do you feel about Mike Zimmer and the Dallas Cowboys? Jerry's team, Jerry's world.
A bomb's about to drop, man. Look at my conspiracy, man. Remember what I said. They're going to trade everybody, man. They're starting all over.
Zach's Chill Channel. My middle name is named after Walter Payton. Hallelujah. Chicken Tender. I agree with Hezzy, guys. Guys now are way too faster and make their freaks of nature. Yes. Chicken Tender, they are freaks. Here we go. We're going on to number 7. Number 8 was Mike Zimmer.
Well, just so you know, in person, Brian Westbrook is about that tall tonight.
Yeah.
And I think Brian would do okay today, too.
Arnell Mickle Jr. Thank you for commenting, Arnell. This is Number 7 on the list is Gus Bradley, defensive coordinator for the Indianapolis Colts. Number 7, defensive coordinator in the NFL, according to Pro Football Focus PFF. Arnell Mickle Jr. says, where will Ayuk end up? I say the San Francisco 49ers. Man from Seoul, where will Ayuk end up?
Pittsburgh.
Wow. Howard Shotsky, where will Ayuk end up?
Man, I don't play that guessing game because I used to see that stuff in the papers about my clients. 3/4 of the time, the teams were wrong. So,
yeah. Jay Freeman, where will Ayuk end up?
I don't know. Maybe Seattle, Washington. Who knows?
Ooh. Coach Bald, the president of Totem Pole, the chief, the tribal chief himself. Good morning, Totem Pole Nation. Love you guys. Where can I watch last night's Epic Wrestling podcast? I couldn't find it on YouTube. Have a blessed everyone, and thank you guys for having my back. Well, there's a reason you can't find it.
Texted a link to it, didn't you?
Yes. And YouTube has taken that down. Okay? There were some things. Yes. Don't hang out with Bobby Nizzo after midnight. Jacob Williams, Coach Bald, wishing you well, sir. Jacob Williams, Coach Bald, this is for you. %90 of the people that watch us, 90% of our viewers at Totem Pole Nation are subscribed. We love y'all. This is Totem Pole Nation. Gary Bookwalter, Emmett is the best back ever.
I agree.
He may be the toughest. Jack, Steelers are blank. They go in 7-10. Go Steelers. Fogs Productions, love your content. We love you, Fogs Productions. Yo, this is for you. A helmet sticker, bro. Coach Ball, thank you, Jacob. Fogs Production, who's winning the Super Bowl? I'm going with the Chiefs. Man from Seoul, who you going with?
Chiefs.
Howard Shotsky, who's winning the Super Bowl? I already know what you're going to say, but say it anyway.
I had to make a bet right now. I'm putting my money on the Chiefs.
Okay, I thought you were going to say the Giants because they said $1,000 bet on the Giants pays like $118,000. Coach Shea Freeman, who's winning the Super Bowl? Fogs Productions wants to know.
Oh, man. I don't know, brother. I'm thinking I don't know, man. I'm almost ready to say let's go Baltimore Ravens all the way.
Let's go. John Harbaugh, successor of something. Thank you very much for commenting. Will Travis Kelce go down as the greatest tight end of all time? Yes. Man from Seoul. Yes or no on Travis Kelce, the GOAT tight end?
I'm not going to fall the recency bias, man. Give me Gronk. He just destroyed the middle of that field, man.
Okay, well,
I can't.
what is the age of Gronk and what's the age of Kelsey and who's still playing? And how could one guy be the GOAT when his career was cut short by injuries?
No, he could have kept playing. He just got tired of it, dude. He makes more off the field. He's not. Why would, dude? He's on the desk. He's on the desk at Fox, dude. He don't need football, dude. He's already the GOAT. He's already got a gold jacket. What? He's wasting his time. He went down with Brady, got another ring, and it's boring.
Hey, don't cloud the argument with facts. All right, Coach. Yes, Howard.
The story going around about Gronk is, most people assume that he's just an idiot.
No, he's not. He's smart.
I have heard, not only is he smart, but Rob Gronkowski did not spend one penny of his first 4 years in the NFL salary and lived solely off the money he earned off the field in order to start saving money.
Coach Jay Freeman.
Marshawn Lynch did something similar. He lived off his advertising money for the first contract.
When you party and try to lose it like a freaking baseball bat, yeah, some people might think you're an idiot.
Coach Bald says, Jack says, you're wearing Philly's backup as a jersey. Tells you everything. That's why it was $30 at South Park Mall and was $160. I'm not a Steelers fan, but I don't care about the name on the back because the name on the back always changes. Coach Shea Freeman, is Kelsey the GOAT?
Yeah, it's funny because I like Gronk too, to a certain degree. I also love a guy that Howard mentioned. And sometimes when you see a complete player, a complete player. And to me, Mark Bavaro, it's going way back in time, was one of the most complete tight ends I've ever seen as far as blocking and receiving and toughness. Gronkowski to me I love Gronkowski because of his attitude. And I've had players like that over 30 years. Guys that don't seem like they're serious. Guys that don't seem like they are locked in or dialed in. And it's just a fun for them. They just have fun. But as you know, all you guys know this, a lot of times you see that guy as a quarterback.
Let me ask you.
Go ahead.
How'd you like somebody to tell you, hey, we're going to make you our head coach. And by the way, our quarterback's Tom Brady and our wide receivers, Rob Gronkowski. Where do I sign?
Yeah, but how do they have those guys? I mean, let's go back in time to Gronkowski. A lot of people passed on Rob Gronkowski coming out of Arizona, right? Because he had a back injury that was serious.
They also drafted, despite the fact that they had Aaron Hernandez, because they were already starting to see signs that things were going to go south there.
Well, let's be real. If Hernandez hadn't got in trouble like he did,
he would have been a
tight ends together would have rewritten history.
They would have been the best tight end tandem in history.
Jacob Williams.
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just said they would have wrecked the league. They would have wrecked it. You know what I mean? They would have destroyed it.
Jacob Williams, Kansas City Chiefs versus who is the real question. I'm going to try to get some of these comments done. Foggs wants to know who's winning the MVP. Justin Dorsey says Ravens Super Bowl. Eric says Kansas City. Jack says Philly winning it all. Coach Bald said Texas is going to be tough, and I think that will run away from that division. Coach Bald wins 90% of his fantasy football, NFL fantasy football games. He's an expert. Sweet hat, Coach Freeman. Jacob, Gronk had the highest peak, and Kelsey has the most consistency. But if we want to talk consistency, Tony Gonzalez is the greatest because he played forever and has all the records. Brown hair Swifties. I heart Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift and Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. MVP is Mahomes to lose. Jacob Williams. Guys, those advertisement deals were far larger than those rookie deals. That's why. Go Tigers. Why are you having this chat? because we're losers and we have nothing else.
We feel like it.
Arnell, but thank you very much for commenting, brown hair Swifties.
I got
Arnell,
a question. Why are you watching? There's a million other things you could be doing with your time. If you're not enjoying it, there's the door.
well, we love y'all. Arnell Mickle Jr. liked, subscribed. Hope Russ Wilson rebounds with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Richmond, Virginia's fine. My man Soul on the grind. Cool stuff I want to share. Jacob Williams, Gronk, and Aaron came out the same draft. I thought were they the same draft? Wow.
Yeah, I think so.
Durban is a very nice city. What's up? Durban, what's up? John, what y'all think about the Falcons this year? The Atlanta Falcons, the Fighting Kirk Cousinses, Michael Penix Jr., their head coach
I'll tell you,
is
out of all the young quarterbacks, there's a guy that I think people are sleeping on. Michael Penix Jr. is a hell of a quarterback, and I'm waiting for that kid to get in the game. I want to see what he can do.
No brain, no gain says Mike Ditka is the tight end goat. Mike Ditka was great. Chicago Bears. Jay Freeman, what do you think about the Falcons this year? John wants to know.
Hey, John, thanks for commenting, and please subscribe if you haven't already. We got 90% of our people here are subscribed to Total Pole Nation, and we love that because our fans, our people that watch us are loyal to us, and we try to be loyal to them. Hey,
And
the Atlanta Falcons.
in case you noticed, it's one of Coach Taylor's favorite thing to say on the stream.
Well, yeah. We got to emphasize those points because we want people to – it's about the algorithm, baby. It's about doing things right. You know what I'm saying? YouTube likes us when we do things right. How about this? Atlanta Falcons, don't sleep on that team, okay? Don't sleep on that team. A year and about a quarter ago, PFF ranked their offensive line unit as the best in the league. And about 5 people threw up in trash cans because they go, Falcons? But the reality is they got some really good players, and they have a community, as we know, that's hungry for a winner. That Atlanta community is hungry for a winner, okay?
Well, I'll tell you what. If you want to put a futures bet in on the what do we say, the Atlanta Falcons, just so you know, you can get them at plus 2,600 right now. A $100 bet wins you $2,600 if they win the Super Bowl.
$2,600?
Yep.
For a $100 bet?
The largest underdogs to win the Super Bowl are currently the Arizona Cardinals, the Denver Broncos, the New England Patriots, the New York Giants, the Tennessee Titans, the Washington Commanders, and the Carolina Panthers. You can bet $100 on any of those teams, and if they win the Super Bowl, 10 G's.
Wow. Arnell Mickle Jr., Kirk Cousins, you like that. Cincy Productions. What y'all think about the Cincinnati Bengals? John Edenfield. A little nervous about the Atlanta Falcons, but the offense is a lock. Cincy says, what about the Bengals?
You might want to go one at a time so we could respond.
Send me your $100 and I'll flush it down the toilet for you instead. It's more likely to find its way back to you than the Falcons with a ring, LOL.
That's true.
Thank you, Jacob Williams.
The current favorite is the Kansas City Chiefs. You can bet $1 and win $450. Or actually 100, excuse me.
Just skills.
Yeah, Maryland's trash. That's why they won 6 games last year. Michael Penix Jr. is absolute garbage.
Is that how you end up in the Natty? I don't know. Is that how you end up in the national championship game?
I
think not, bro.
Wait, did anybody hear me say University of Maryland was a good football team? Did I say that?
Cincy Productions, what do we think about the Bengals? Dude, they got Joe Burrow. They got a chance to win the Super Bowl. Man from Seoul, Cincinnati Productions, wants to know, what do you think about the Cincinnati Bengals, man from Seoul?
What I think about them is this: them, the Chiefs, or the Jets are going to be in the Super Bowl from the AFC.
I'm just thinking about those 3 miles. When are you going to pick me up, man, so we can go eat some 3 miles? Howard, what do you think about the Cincinnati Bengals? Are they a Super Bowl team?
Depends on how their quarterback plays.
That's a good answer. Jay Freeman, what do you think about the Cincinnati Bengals?
I like them. I mean, I like them. You know, obviously, everybody's always loving the quarterback. And there's a little bit of question with Joe Mixon leaving, right? How do you replace Joe Mixon and his production? But I think they've got a couple guys in there to do the job. You know, I like that young defense a little bit. You know, I love that edge guy. Is it Fredrickson?
Rob,
I mean, yeah, I love the motor. You know what I mean? And listen, I don't think that the Bengals getting to the Super Bowl a few years ago was a fluke. You know what I mean? I think they're just in a position where they're building, they're growing, and they could overtake. They could get there again this year.
well, I got to go to a live update here in case you have your televisions on. Australia and Serbia are locked in a tough battle in basketball. Australia was up double digits in the third quarter, was outscored by Serbia so far 19-7, and it's 61-61 with 3.5 minutes left in the third quarter. I'm going to have to put that game on.
Yes. John Edenfield, I agree. The Atlanta Falcons will have a good season, but I think the Houston Texans, coached by DeMeco Ryans, will get the ring this year. Wow. John, big prediction. Houston Texans will win the Super Bowl. John, I'll give you a helmet sticker just for that. That's a bold. Falcons are going to surprise everyone this year, but I'm afraid the Chiefs will reign supreme. Austin Bridges. Catherine Brown, why is one guy on a walk? Shouldn't you guys all be at home? Good question. Jacob Williams, Joe Burrow has 2 out of 4 healthy seasons, AFC Championship and Super Bowl games, arguably only quarterback besides Patrick Mahomes, the Kansas City Chiefs, that always makes it to those games. Small sample of 2, so this is the year to prove it.
Hey, I got a good answer for that, by the way. He's on a walk. Walking is healthy.
Catherine Brown disagrees. She said, I think it would make it easier to focus and listen. Listening is a lost art, and he's an elite listener.
Listen, when you run your show, you can run it how you want.
Hezzy, I think the Cincinnati Bengals are going to be back better than ever, healthy. Their quarterback, Joe Burrow, Cincinnati Bengals, is healthy, and also last year Joe Burrow had an ankle problem. John Edenfield, they got a lot better in the offseason. Shorty's dad. The Philadelphia Eagles.
No. Are you out of your mind? Who's your starting quarterback? Have you forgotten? The best offense since the greatest show on turf. Do you know who the greatest show on turf actually was? No, absolutely not.
Shorty's dad, I appreciate your perspective.
Let me ask you a question. Do they have a quarterback in Philadelphia currently, right now, who's the caliber of a Dan Fouts? No, they do not. Do they have receivers like the Chargers used to have? You could argue they had Deshaun, but he's kind of old now. The greatest show on turf? I don't know about that.
They don't got no Marshall
Yeah,
Faulk.
Mike Mertz calling the plays. I know that.
Got Marshall Faulk, too.
But, hey, Shorty, I appreciate your perspective. I haven't thought of it like that. The Philadelphia Eagles are going to win the Super Bowl this year. We might have the best offense since the greatest show on turf.
Why people from Jersey love Eagles fans, because they think they're going to win the Super Bowl every year.
Yes. I don't know an NFL team that doesn't think they're going to win the Super Bowl. At least that's what their ownership wants you to think.
Around here, people think the Commanders have a shot every year too. Just so you know, I saved those posts from the beginning of the season, and I repost them all on the final day of football season.
Yes.
Somebody to read who thought their team was going to Super Bowl when they didn't even make the frickin' playoffs. And by the way, Taylor Heineke sucks. The other guy sucks. So they really better hope Jaden Daniels can get this done.
Taylor Heineke plays for the Falcons, don't he?
Well, then they got rid of him already.
Yeah, they got rid of him. They should have never gotten rid of him. Shorty's dad said, yeah, boy. Shorty's dad said Jalen Hurts. John said, how do you feel about Arthur Smith? My dad is the owner of FedEx and Pittsburgh Steelers offense. I mean, he didn't really do much with Atlanta's offense last year as far as the running game.
He did not say his father was the owner of FedEx in there, by the way.
Huh?
Arthur Smith is the owner of FedEx.
Arthur Smith's dad is the owner of FedEx, isn't it?
Right.
That's what it says on mine. What does it say on yours?
How do you feel about Arthur Smith in Pittsburgh's offense?
Mine says, how do you feel about Arthur Smith, whose dad is the owner of FedEx?
Oh, I didn't get that. Wasn't in my part.
Oh, I didn't see it either. Jacob Williams. Unfortunately, Jalen Hurts is more mature than his head coach. And we'll see what unfolds this year. Shorty's dad, Saquon Barkley, A.J. Brown, Dallas, and Devontae Smith.
Listen, it's about time that Jalen Hurts steps up and shows us whether he's elite or whether he's not elite.
The Eagles have a lot of locker room problems, very similar to Deion Sanders at Colorado. Shorty's dad says Devontae Smith. Zach Beardwell, I think the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to have a great season this year in the NFL, and I know they have been rebuilding for a couple years now. And Trevor Lawrence, and with the new wide receivers, he has someone to throw to. Shorty's dad, I'm obviously a homer, but we really have a chance. Shorty's dad, we understand. Howard Shotsky said that he was picking the Giants earlier this or last week to win the Super Bowl.
Not at 10,001, I'm not.
Steelers Nation, let's go, baby. Steelers Nation, let's go. Jacob Williams, yeah, they might have Marcus Mariota to back up Jaden Daniels. Can't remember. Shorty's dad, I thought he owned Home Depot. I don't know.
Yeah, Home Depot, he's right.
Yes. What's the coach from the Atlanta Falcons? The coach from the Atlanta Falcons last year.
This dude claims he had 4 pies, 8 hotcakes, and 2 bacon, egg, and cheeses.
Sounds like a good breakfast.
If I ate that much for breakfast, I wouldn't. How do you eat 4 of their apple pies? They're not even that good.
Hey, sometimes you don't eat because they're good. You just eat because you're just trying to get to your next meal.
I'll tell you what I would eat right now. I'd eat one of those delicious apple fritters you had the other day.
Yes. Yeah, they've gotten a lot smaller. Shorty's dad, I agree. Shorty's dad said the Giants? Wow.
Troy Taylor, the only one to go into a store and complain that for the same price, the product has gotten smaller. It was too big. Well, if I can give me more to eat for the same price, he can have the small ones. I'll take all the big ones.
Yes. Jacob Williams, Jacksonville Jaguars were in the 1 seed late season until Seekirk and T-Law both got injuries. Don't sleep on the Jacksonville Jaguars.
And I think you can see by the number of comments and the number of fans that think their team has a chance to go to the Super Bowl, this is what makes the NFL great.
Exactly. Yeah, because they're making money. If
It
you didn't
is
think the
so-
team was any good, you wouldn't watch.
It is
You wouldn't
so-
buy a jersey.
I don't think people realize exactly how hard it is to win 2 Super Bowls in a row.
Or how about go to 4 in a row? How about that? Go to 4 in a row.
And that's the only thing, to be honest with you, that would hold me back from putting some real cash on the Chiefs. Man, winning the Super Bowl 3 times in a row is practically impossible.
Chicken tenders, McDonald's pies are actually pretty good. Zach said, let's go Terps. Jacob Williams said, Coach Troy, what's number 7 on the list? Laugh out loud. Thank you, Jacob. Gus Bradley, Indianapolis Colts. Howard Schotzky. Gus Bradley, Indianapolis Colts. Number 7 on the PFF best defensive coordinators in the NFL list.
I'm a big fan of the ownership in Indianapolis. I like Jimmy Irsay. I think he listens to what is everybody thought Jimmy was just a guy who had his father's money, but he's turned into a good owner who's made some good acquisitions by listening to the people that he's hired.
Shay Freeman, what do you think about Gus Bradley, number 7, the Indianapolis Colts, PFF, top defensive coordinators in the NFL?
I think he's an excellent coordinator. I think he does a really good job. I think he comes from the Seattle tree or whatever, Pete Carroll, Seattle tree of that. And, he's had some big successes. He's had some failures. But I agree with Howard 100% on this, you guys. Indianapolis Colts, he said Irsay is the owner. They've made some great draft picks recently. I mean, like people always ask me, who's your favorite NFL team? And people think I'm weird because I don't really have a favorite NFL team because I love the players. I follow the best young players, the best teams that build through the draft. That's what I enjoy, right? Because
now you sound like me when I was an agent, and I used to tell people, I don't root for teams. I root with my wallet.
Yes.
Well, but hey, so one thing I would say about that, guys, is it's about at some point it's about making chicken salad, right? The old saying, you can't make chicken salad out of chicken shit.
Well,
but you can make chicken shit salad.
Well,
right? Just add mayonnaise.
Chicken shit laying on my floor this morning.
That's a good point.
And it was literally 8 brand new thick chicken breasts.
Wow. How did that happen?
I got too much frozen food in my refrigerator. Because my go-to meal is Stouffer's frozen lasagna.
Yes.
Yeah, you ever eat the vegetable lasagna?
I don't like vegetables.
Oh, okay.
But the Stouffer's lasagna takes 5-6 minutes to cook and only has 380 calories.
Ah, very good.
Now, the sodium levels are probably off the chart, but I figure something else will get me way before that.
Yes, it will. Man from Seoul, Gus Bradley and the Indianapolis Colts. And if we go eat the 3 Mile Hooters wings, how many calories will we be consuming?
Oh, more than 380, I can tell you that.
Good. Are you done golfing, man from Seoul?
Looks that way.
How do you feel about Gus Bradley, defensive coordinator for the Indianapolis Colts, ranked number 7 on the PFF defensive coordinators in the NFL? Gus Bradley, Indianapolis Colts, number 7 list.
That's a good one. And I like that team. I like Steichen and him together, man. And they're sneaky quiet, man. And if that quarterback pops, look out, Houston. You got a problem.
Justin Dorsey said, I'm sleeping on the Jags. Lament said, let's go Green Bay Packers. Jimmy Butler said, at Howard's location, they probably serve a hot plate of blank and name it the Caleb Williams special.
Listen,
John,
at my place, if we're eating food, so you know, we're either ordering in or we're cooking something frozen. There's no real cooking that goes on here. In fact, I probably set the record for years gone without using my oven.
So how do you cook your frozen pizzas if you don't use your oven?
The toaster oven.
Wow.
However, that
Revolutionary.
Howard, do
need
you have an air fryer?
Howard Shotsky toasteroven.com.
The streak though, that pizza that you and I ate the other day is
Mhm.
just in the toaster oven.
Oh, it is?
Yep. But yeah, you have an air fryer. They are tremendous.
John Edenfield says, I don't think no team will ever go for years in a row again like the Bills did. It's just a shame they didn't get at least one, the Buffalo Bills. And that's who Jay Freeman's team was growing up.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we represented the long snapper on that kick that was wide right. And the only thing you wanted to know after the game was the snap good?
Scott Norwood went to William and Mary. There is a reoccurring theme about William and Mary and the Buffalo Bills. What is going on? Marv,
I don't know if you can figure out why, but Scott Norwood could be one of my all-time favorite football players.
wow.
Thanks,
Wow,
thanks
you're
a
Giants
lot,
fan.
Howard.
The Giants.
You know why?
Hmm.
He
Why?
missed.
Because the Giants won the Super Bowl?
He missed, and we won the
Yes.
Super
Yes, y'all did. I remember. Whitney Houston
I was
singing
there.
the national anthem.
I was there.
Greatest national anthem of all time.
You
I
were
was-
there?
I was at the game with my college roommate.
And now you're here.
I
And
think,
you were at-
I think you went to Madison.
Scott Norwood, I thought, went to William and Mary.
Hold on, I'll
If
tell
I'm
you.
not mistaken, it's Madison.
Hey, Howard.
Yes.
Hey, listen, when the Bills sacked Hostetler for a safety, I thought it was over. I thought it was a done deal.
Norwood went to JMU.
Norwood went to JMU. Why are you guys clouding the facts? Or why are y'all clouding the argument with facts? All right. I thought JMU only had Charles Haley and Gary Clark. Like Scott Norwood, I thought went to William and Mary. I guess that's the Mandela effect. I was believing a lie. I can't get the man from Seoul because he has his master's degree from William and Mary. I can't get anything by him. Sure,
You're funny.
the NFL makes it exciting almost all year round with free agency and the time of year it's scheduled plus the draft. They got me fully addicted. Shorty's dad, what makes money that we aren't addicted to? And ladies and gentlemen, I've got to play his intro.
Troy Taylor.
Ladies and gentlemen, the tribal chief. I don't know why your screen is black, Coach Bald. The president, the CEO, as Bobby Nizzo calls him, Coach Bald is in the house.
Morning, Coach Bald.
He's frozen.
Hey, it's Man from Seoul on the big screen. Gary Bookwalter. I think they have the Dallas Cowboys winning the Super Bowl every year. I think Jerry Jones definitely does. He makes more money that way. Jimmy Butler. Howard ordered the Caleb Williams special with a hot plate of blank with seasoning. Wow. Jimmy Butler is going at Howard Shotsky's neck. And
Jimmy doesn't know me, though. I don't season my food. I eat all my food plain.
yes, he likes it plain. Jacob Williams.
Jimmy, I am that guy, okay? I don't think you understand, okay? Who goes to Joe's Stone Crabs in Miami and orders a steak well done?
Man,
Nobody.
a guy that doesn't know how to live.
You
Jacob
should
Williams.
you
What?
should have seen the looks that I got.
Yes. Jacob Williams, Steichen, COTY candidate if healthy. Ant Rich. What he did with Hurts will be amplified by AR and JT combo. Shorty's dad, top 5 quarterbacks, my list. Mahomes, Burrow, Rodgers, CJ Stroud, Hurts. Wow. Hurts is top 5? I tell you, Shorty's dad, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers don't have Hurts in the top 5. They have him as the top 5 quarterbacks they want to play against. John says, on the grill, Prada, thank you very much. What is that? Osman. Cedi Osman is the best place kicker of all time. Gus Bradley, 7. Number 6 on our list of Pro Football Focus PFF top defensive coordinators in the NFL for 2024. Coming in at number 6. Hiro Ivero, Carolina Panthers. Coach Bald, the tribal chief is here. The president, the CEO. Don't get caught with Bobby Nizzo after midnight, Coach Bald.
I tell you, man, that was a tremendous podcast. The wealth of knowledge that you guys were bringing in the fight game. Oh man, it was a beautiful thing to watch. Love having Terminator on there. Primetime Dion, man, what a player he is. But yeah, man,
you won't be able to watch it again, Kyle.
What's your top 10?
Yeah, I said you won't be able to watch the video again.
Yeah, I heard.
You got to take it down. But Primetime Dion, Coach Bald, a.k.a. Big Daddy Cool. You have came up with a nickname for Dion. When did you come to this? That is a great original nickname. Where did you get that from? How did you think of Primetime Dion?
Hey, you know what? It was called on Primetime Wrestling back in the day. So it just kind of made sense, man. It just kind of made sense.
My favorite show with Chris Berman.
Yes.
Yep.
Gator, Jimmy Butler, no crap. I tell you, Gator, you have an edge. You have a little Bobby Nizzo in you, okay? Jimmy Butler, no blank, eating here, bro. These guys at Totem Pole Nation is pure breads. Gator, just thought I'd pop in. Gator likes to come in.
We love you. We love you.
Gator, this is for you. Man, what a blessing.
Gator is in the house.
Shorty's dad, Totem Pole Nation, are you guys on the Barstool type? If so, sign me up. Wow. Dude, we are not a $500 million company like Barstool. Actually, we're negative. Howard's worried about $22,000. I wish I was in debt $22,000. I'm good. All right. We are worse than Barstool. We are lower than Barstool, but we get more views than Barstool on their streams. Ain't that sad, Shorty? Yeah, this is for you. You're in, Shorty. You're with us, bruh. You got it. Shorty called it.
Hey, you guys, you know why we're ahead of Barstool?
Why?
Because we're authentic.
Ooh.
We're authentic. And
Ooh.
people love real. People love people that don't have scripts and don't have all this preparation and aren't looking at a laptop every 6 seconds. They love it when you can bring it from the real part of your gut, from your own knowledge.
I'll be interested to see if the time change affected our views any.
I mean, we're at 26,000 right now for an hour and 38 minutes. Thank you, Totem Pole Nation. Jimmy Butler, I got a question for Howard. Have you ever played a snap of football? Dude, is this guy, he's going at your neck. No, but he got Michael Strahan. Yeah.
I played some football.
Yeah, Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy
Butler has got a problem with you, Howard Shatsky.
Hey, Jimmy Butler, do you have Bill Parcells' cell phone number in your phone? If not, shut your mouth.
Man, you guys, y'all's energy y'all are savages. Bobby Nizzo is becoming the art of humbleness. He's working on being the art of humbleness. OSG Singleton, you've never commented before. Thank you very much. G. Singleton says Mahomes, Jackson, Stroud, Allen, Prescott. That's his top. Jimmy Butler.
I like it all.
Shorty's dad, perfect. Shorty's dad, yes. Jacob Williams. Barstool been losing like $1 million a month since the unmerge. Wow. So the low man on the totem pole is on the come up. Yes. About 2 years ago, I never even watched Barstool. But
I wish you'd never watched them again.
I never have watched them, but I mean, they say they were the common man for the common man, and I don't like that. I don't like it when someone lies to me. Don't tell me you're the common man when your mommy and daddy were millionaires. But we're actually not beefing with Barstool because their fans are coming over to Totem Pole because they know the truth, and the truth hurts. The truth will set you free, as Lambo Calrissian says. Lambo had a heck of a night last night. Lambo was buttoned up. We are the new Barstool. I'll buy your Philly guy. Oh, I'll be your Philly guy. Yes, I think you're hired, Shorty. You're hired. The only thing is this job don't pay. All right, trust me. I'm in the negative. Justin Dorsey, hashtag love real. Shorty's dad, what the heck have you done, Jimmy? Justin Dorsey, go Carolina Panthers, go keep pounding. Coach Bald, we got to run to St. Pete, guys, rejuvenating the world, one MVP client at a time. The Carolina Panthers, number 6, Evero. The Carolina Panthers had the number 6 defensive coordinator in the NFL. Then why did they only win like 2 games last season? Howard Shotsky?
Couldn't tell you.
That's a good question. How about the man from Seoul?
We got
Crystal Ball Paul. Number 6 is a hero, Evero.
Take him off the list. Take him off the list.
Jay Freeman, a hero, Evero. Number 6.
I gotta be honest with y'all. I think they only won 6 games because their offense was garbage. And I think the defense was definitely the better part of the team. I'm not really that familiar with that guy. I gotta be real, y'all. I'm not really. When you say that name, my ears don't perk up.
Here it is. It may be fair to say that Ahiro Evero had the most chaotic past 2 seasons of an NFL coordinator. After Evero joined the Broncos as a defensive coordinator in 2022, head coach Nathaniel Hackett was fired mid-season. The same happened to him in Carolina in 2023 with Frank Reich. So he didn't get fired. He just got his head coach fired. But they say he's actually good. You're only as good as your players, aren't you, Howard?
That's true.
Shorty's dad. Oh, my gosh. I forgot about Allen and Jackson. I guess Hurts is 7th or 8th. Gator, shout out to St. Pete Rejuvenate. Shorty's dad. It's all good. I don't need any money. I'm 100% military retired. Shorty's dad, the man from Seoul, just retired last year as a lieutenant colonel from the United States Army. Coach Bald, Gator. Justin Dorsey, love the number 6. Jacob Williams, yes, Justin Dorsey. Shout out to Charlotte. Shout out to the Carolina Panthers. Shout out to Football City, USA, Rock Hill, South Carolina. Jacob Williams, the Panthers will stink. Next, who's the 5th? Yes, Jacob, thank you. Justin Dorsey, we will win more than 2 games this year. Keep pounding. I got to show y'all something. Jimmy Butler. My team went back-to-back state, won, and beat a team with sophomore high schoolers when I was a 7th grader, and I've sat down and talked to multiple D1 recruits. Amen, Jimmy. Jacob, that's actually hilarious. He was the DC for 2 teams, and both head coaches got fired midseason. Makes you think about the common factor, laugh out loud. Yes. We love our military. Shorty's dad says, hooah. Hooah, hooah, hooah. Carolina Panthers. I got to show y'all something. Hold on. All you Carolina Panthers. Where's it at? Okay. All right. At the Azalea Flea Market last Saturday, a guy who knows a guy that knows a guy sold me this jersey. And it says, keep pounding. Now, man from Seoul is an expert in Korean bootleg merchandise. It says $180. I gave $40 cash for this McCaffrey jersey. Did I get ripped off, man from Seoul.
No, it's bootleg. Good price.
This is bootleg? With that shield?
Everything you buy at the flea market is bootleg, brother.
Good answer.
Hey, Troy, next time you come over, I'll show you my collection of them. They're identical, dude. It was in a plastic bag, right?
Yes.
It's from Korea.
Shout out to Korea. Shorty's dad is retired from the military. Man from Seoul. Lieutenant Colonel. Gator said, welcome, Shorty's dad. Welcome to the family. Shorty's dad said, thanks. Number 22, I know that guy. So, number 5 on the list. Now, I'm going to let the man
Thank
from
you for your
Seoul-
service, Shorty's dad. Enjoy your retirement.
Man from Seoul, you asked me about this guy recently. Shorty's dad said some junkie probably stole it and resold it to you. Yes, they did. Jacobs Williams. Justin, I like Bryce Young, and I think they'll improve. Still a long way from competing. Number 5 on the list in the PFF Pro Football Focus top 10 defenses, top 10 defensive coordinators in the NFL is the Cincinnati Bengals defensive coordinator, Lou Anarumo. Man from Seoul, why did you ask me about Lou Anarumo the other day, and he's number 5 on this list?
Because he's a sneaky next head coach candidate pick, but I like the way he disguises. I mean, he's just not a household name, but dude, he runs the corner blitz just as good as anybody out there.
Wow. Doesn't he run the double corner blitz?
I'm not sure. I'm not a coach. I'm just a fan.
Shorty's dad, thank you so much. Justin Dorsey, I agree with you, Jacob. Stargrove, good morning, Total Pole Nation. I just drove by Paul Brown Stadium yesterday. Stargrove, we have missed you. Stargrove, we missed you. Lou Anarumo, Howard Shotsky, the Cincinnati Bengals defensive coordinator, number 5 on the list. How do you feel about Lou Anarumo, defensive coordinator for the Cincinnati Bengals?
I was kind of locked in here on Russia against Serbia.
How's Russia versus Serbia doing?
It is a 1-point game with 40 seconds left.
Wow. Keep us updated. Jay Freeman, Lou Anarumo.
No. Serbia gets the
Coach, where's he the DC at again, please?
Cincinnati Bengals, number 5 on the PFF top defensive coordinators.
Well,
and then
we already talked about them a little bit because we had somebody in the chat ask about them. And I like what Paul said about the corner blitz. But again, some of it is about this. Can you send people from depth, right? How many people do you have off the line of scrimmage that can fire from depth? Does that make sense? And so, I like what they're doing up there. I think they're a little bit underrated. I think they're a little bit like underdog, but I think they're coming. You know what I mean? And I think, like we said, they were in the Super Bowl, 2 years ago? And there's a good chance they can be back. And whenever you have a marquee quarterback like Joe Burrow, if you can get some stops, if you can get some, 3 and outs, if you can get some turnovers, that's just going to get you more points. It's going to get you success. I like Cincinnati.
Justin Dorsey, 2 more years we will be competitive. Watch out and be ready to purchase a jersey. Keep pounding. I got mine ready. I need to lose about 100 pounds to get in this large, but I'm ready. Jacob Williams, Joker will win. Stargrove, do Totem Pole Nation a solid and hit the like button. 90% of our viewers are subscribed. We love you, Totem Pole Nation. This is for y'all, Totem Pole. Jacob Williams says, need Brooks and Leggett to be full-time starters, and that offense will actually be nice. Number 4 on our list. I like this one. Number 4 on our list on the PFF Pro Football Focus top 10 NFL defenses, top 10 NFL defensive coordinators is the one and only Bill Belichick disciple from New York City, Brian Flores, defensive coordinator for the Minnesota Vikings. Man from Seoul. How do you feel about Brian Flores and his defense with the Minnesota Vikings? Number 4 on the top 10 PFF defensive coordinators in the NFL.
Not a fan. Nothing jumps out at me that he does or that he has done.
Well, I'd love to know what he's got on these people since he sued the league and is still employed.
Yeah, he must be right. He must be right. What do you think about the Minnesota Vikings, Jay Freeman, and their defensive coordinator rated number 4, the former head coach of the Miami Dolphins and assistant coach for Bill Belichick with the New England Patriots, Brian Flores, defensive coordinator for the Minnesota Vikings, Jay Freeman?
Yeah, I got to tell you, again, I like players and I like good players, and I'm real excited. The same way Will Anderson came in last year for the Texans and got Defensive Rookie of the Year, I'm real excited to see what Dallas Turner does in Minnesota Vikings because he's a very similar player. He's built a lot of the same way, and I'm excited to see what he does as an edge rusher for Minnesota this year. The other guy I love, you guys, and it's hard not to love, is it 22? Is it Harrison Smith, the safety?
Yep.
That guy's a great player, man. I mean, he's like a Swiss Army knife what he does out there. I don't know. I don't really get to see Minnesota that much just based where I live. I don't see him that much on TV or whatever. But I'm excited for him. There's a lot of Vikings fans up in this part of the world for some reason. What do you got here? Buffalo Bills?
This is the Diggs jersey I got for $14.95 at Highmark Stadium. People said I was an idiot. They said, why are you buying a Diggs jersey? It was $14.95. I went to Lids and bought 2 NFL Nike T-shirts for $1 a piece. They were like, why are you buying that? Because it's $1. You can't even go to Dollar Tree and get a T-shirt.
Hey, if you sell me a T-shirt for $1, I'll wear it.
Yes. Nike – Jacob Williams, dude, blitzes more than anyone. If the Vikings can't score with their new quarterback, that can't be an unforgiving defensive strategy. I don't know if J.J. McCarthy of the Minnesota Vikings is going to be digging them out of many holes in the fourth quarter. Man, Jacob, you are a master of words. Number 3 on the PFF, Pro Football Focus, top defensive coordinators in the NFL, Jim Schwartz. May the Schwartz be with you. Jim Schwartz, Cleveland Browns defensive coordinator. How do you feel about Jim Schwartz, Howard Schotzky?
Good coach. I like Jim.
Jay Freeman, Cleveland Browns. What you got anything else you want to say, Howard, about Jim Schwartz, defensive coordinator, number 3 on the Pro Football Focus, top 10 defensive coordinators in the NFL?
I think Cincinnati's going to go as far as Burrow can take them, and I see their defense as being capable.
Well, yep, that's another Paul Brown team.
What do you think, Jay Freeman, about Jim Schwartz, number 3 on the PFF top 10 defensive coordinators in the NFL? Jim Schwartz, defensive coordinator of the Cleveland Browns.
Well, he's an excellent coach. He's an excellent strategist. He's pretty freaking smart guy. Okay. And if you watched him at some of his other stops, like he was at Detroit Lions for a while as a head coach, is that correct? He struggled a little bit. Okay. But they were building, and now you see the Detroit Lions now. But Cleveland Browns have got a lot of talent. Okay. And again, for me, pass rushing is where it all starts and ends. The quarterbacks are the number 1 players. The pass rushers are probably the second most important. Myles Garrett is a freak of nature. He's an alien. Okay. And he is the disruptor. And I feel like, that defense did a great job last year. they did a great job, and they had a horrible situation at quarterback. So now, if you can go in this year and solidify that quarterback position, it should be a win-win for the Cleveland Browns because defensively, they got what it takes to be really, really good.
Man from Seoul, Jim Schwartz, number 3, defensive coordinator of the Cleveland Browns on the PFF Pro Football Focus top 10 NFL defensive coordinators before the 2024 season. Jim Schwartz, defensive coordinator of the Cleveland Browns.
He is, you know who he is to me? He's Steve Spagnuolo Jr. You know, he's a coordinator guy, not a head coach guy.
Great call.
And that's his bread and butter. And he's a guy, you know what? I like defense coordinators that bring pressure, man. And
Justin Dorsey said, Slicky to the playoffs, and many even see the Lions in the playoffs this year. Plus, Nick Chubb is coming back to the Browns, Justin Dorsey said. Number 2 on our list of the Pro Football Focus top 10 NFL defenses, top 10 NFL defensive coordinators before the 2024 NFL season, Vic Fangio, the Philadelphia Eagles.
he better be number 2. I'm telling you, my all-time favorite. You're talking about a guy.
Howard Schotsky, Vic Fangio, Philadelphia Eagles, number 2 defensive coordinator in the top 10 Pro Football Focus NFL defenses, NFL defensive coordinators before the 2024 NFL season. What do you think about Vic Fangio?
I think anybody you speak to is going to put Vic in the top 5. You know, he's been around forever and is highly respected.
Coach Jay Freeman, number 2 on the PFF Pro Football Focus, top 10 NFL defensive coordinator, top 10 NFL defenses before the NFL 2024 season. Vic Fangio, defensive coordinator of the Philadelphia Eagles. What can you tell me about what you know about Vic Fangio?
Hey, see this sign right here? Can you guys see the sign? It says Chaos Coordinator. Okay.
Wow.
And that was given to me a couple years ago when I was a defensive coordinator. And that's what a good defensive coordinator should do. Paul said he likes guys that blitz. He likes guys that bring pressure. It's control chaos, bro. You want to create disruption. You want to create people coming from all angles, people hitting you from the blind side. You want to create disguise. And I think Vic Fangio does that.
Jay, I'll be honest with you. It kind of comes down to what my therapist told me yesterday.
What's that, Howard?
These players have to learn to be comfortable in uncomfortable situations. And chaos is an uncomfortable situation. So if you're not well coached up on your technique and where to go, you're going to have a hard time in that controlled chaos.
Exactly right, Howard. Exactly right. And I think that's the job of a DC. The job of a DC is to create uncertainty in quarterbacks' mind and eyes, pre-snap and post-snap, and also to create indecision and hesitancy in the offensive line. If it can do those 2 things, I think as a DC, you're successful. And the number 1 point is what? We are a winner if we score 1 more point than our opponent. So the bottom line of all defense is scoring defense. A lot of people don't understand that. You can give up yardage, you can be bend and don't break, but when you get in the red zone and the field shrinks, that's when you got to make your money. But yeah, I really like him, Coach, and I think he's the exceptional talent as a DC in the NFL.
Number 1 on the Pro Football Focus PFF top 10 NFL defenses, top 10 NFL defensive coordinators before the 2024 NFL season. Number 1 on the list, back-to-back Super Bowl champion. This is his 3rd championship, I believe, with the Kansas City Chiefs. He's got 2 with the New York Football Giants. Steve Spagnuolo, Kansas City Chiefs. I think he might be from Springfield College in Massachusetts. In the Granite 617, Bobby Nizzo, a.k.a. Quadruple Stab Wounds. Totem Pole Nation, we love you. Howard Shotsky, what can you tell me about Steve Spagnuolo, defensive coordinator for the Super Bowl Kansas City Chiefs?
I can tell you a lot about Spags, and I wish years ago the Giants had made him their head coach, to be honest with you. I love Spags. I think he plays a great system. Tremendous coach.
What you got there, Coach Jay Freeman, number 1 on the PFF, Pro Football Focus, top 10 defensive coordinators before entering the 2024 NFL season, the top 10 defenses in the NFL, Steve Spagnuolo.
Well, I got to tell you. Go ahead, Howard. What did you say?
I said, is that Pat Summitt's book?
No, it's just a photograph I laminated. It says you can't always be the strongest or the most talented or most gifted person in the room, but you can always be the most competitive. Pat Summitt. Spagnuolo, hey, I agree 100%, y'all, is like Howard said, the Giants would have been a lot better off if they made him the head coach. Okay? But guys, everything happens for a reason. That's what we believe, right? We believe things are maybe, destined, or they happen for a reason. And so the fact that he found his way to Kansas City, the fact that he's there with Joe Cullen, the fact, like we said yesterday, he was there with their Bieniemy. He's great at what he does, okay? And he's great at I had a post with Paul Alexander the other day, the great retired O-line coach of the Bengals. And one thing I said to him was the old Einstein quote. If you can't explain something simply enough, you probably don't know it well enough. That's a great Einstein quote. And I think that's one thing that Spags can do better than anybody. He can take the complex and make it simple, right? And that's a special talent. Okay, the other thing, too, is this. Let's talk about, Cullen, the D-line coach, and Spagnuolo. Matchups. In football game, we talk about turd fishing, okay? I'm looking for the worst offensive lineman. I'm looking for an offensive lineman that I can take advantage of. And like we said before, when we were talking about the best defensive players in the league, watch the end of the game with Cincinnati Bengals. I think it was the Super Bowl, or no, it was the AFC Championship game, right? And it was Chris Jones that ended it. Boom. And I think that's one thing that Spagnuolo does so well. He puts his best players in a situation to be successful and have a favorable matchup against the other team. And listen, hey, do you think it's easy sometimes as good as Patrick Mahomes is, he's creative. He's ad-lib. He makes things happen. Sometimes he turns the ball over. And as a defense, you got to be ready for sudden change. And I think Spagnuolo, for his whole career, has done an amazing job at preparing NFL defenses for sudden change situations. What do you guys think?
Yes, sir. Jacob Williams, Spags is the Andy Reid of defense. Jake Summer says the Raiders. Jake Summer says, is Gruden really going to the Chiefs coaching staff? He's visiting because him and Andy Reid are old friends. I mean, I think they coached together at the Packers. I think they coached together at the Eagles. I don't know. We had Marvin Lewis and Tom Coughlin at the Raiders practice. So these guys visit, like their coaches, they love it. They love this time of year. They love watching film. They love being at practice. They love watching the tape. Gator, spam that heart and double tap those screens, people. Shout out to St. Pete Rejuvenate. Shout out to Totem Pole Nation. We're getting bigger, faster, and stronger every day. And it's not because of me. It's not because of you. It's because of a belief. We are a community of people who want to be successful, want to help others, want to change lives, want to build champions. Howard Shotsky, what life lesson do you want to impart on Totem Pole Nation today? You've already given us a few.
Just like I said, when things go south, you got to know who you're in the foxhole with.
Amen. Jay Freeman, what life lesson do you have? We had a great top 10 defenses in the NFL, top 10 defensive coordinators in the NFL, according to PFF. This is Totem Pole Nation Life Lessons Podcast. Coach Jay Freeman, the Line Play Brotherhood, the #1 Facebook group. Go follow, subscribe on Facebook. 100,000. Jacob Williams, when things go south, have a Stouffer's. That's a helmet sticker. That is a helmet sticker for you. Jay Freeman, what's your life lesson?
I love it so much. When things go south, have a Stouffer's. Hey, so what I was going to say is, Coach, I was going to try to frame it through the idea of a defensive coordinator. Okay, listen. In life, it's Tuesday, right? Today's Tuesday.
I believe so.
Sometimes you have,
I believe it is Tuesday, yes.
Okay, so sometimes you have bad things happen in life, right? Life is built that way, right?
Yes.
We have flat tires. We have cars that break down. We sprain our ankle. We drop 8 beautiful chicken breasts on the floor and they get too warm and a dangerous temperature.
Yes.
Bad things happen. But how do you respond? And does your focus stray? If I'm a shutdown corner and I get torched on a fade route for a touchdown, am I done? Am I done? If I'm a 3 tech and I get double teamed to my rear end and they bust a big run up the middle, am I done the rest of the day? You better not be. You better pull your britches up. You better wipe yourself off and you better refocus. And the name of the game in football is the next play, the next play, the next play, the next play, the next series. We don't care about what just happened. We want to learn from it, correct it, and move on. And I know that sounds a little bit harsh. It's 2024. We have, microaggressions and all this kind of stuff. But if you're really going to be real in life, you've got to focus on what's next and what's right now. Because I think, you think about it as an NFL defense, you're going to give up plays. You're going to give up yards. But let's not focus on what bad happened. Let's focus on what we're going to do to dominate the next play, the next series, moving forward.
Jacob, you're trying. We all are. Jacob Williams, defenders need a short memory and complete focus. Shout out to St. Pete Rejuvenate. Shout out Totem Pole Nation. We love y'all.